Welcome friends to EPG Pathshala and special welcome on the module of numerical differentiation in the subject of information technology in the paper numerical methods. Today we are going to learn about numerical methods. So, our module is outlined in the following steps. First is what is the need of numerical differentiation, why do we need it, and what is the basis of the numerical differentiation methods, that we will have a look at it, and then we will derive and compute some numerical differentiation formulas, we will use them, implement them to a particular problem, and then we will discuss the error terms associated with these numerical differentiation formulas. Mainly we have learned two types of errors, truncation error and round off error. In the case of numerical differentiation, round off errors also play their role. So, we will discuss the error issues with them and the instability problem, because numerical differentiation process is not highly stable, and so we would also like to throw our light on instability issues in the numerical differentiation. So, let us begin our journey. So, first of all, let us learn why do we need numerical differentiation. You know that we are very much interested in many situations to know the derivative, to know the rate of change. Like suppose population, we have population measured every 10 years, and in between we are interested in knowing what is the rate of growth of population, or there may be vehicle movement at different points. We have taken the reading, and that is the distance travelled by a vehicle, and we are interested in calculating the speed. Speed is nothing but rate of change of distance. Similarly, it can be the anywhere where is a variable is changing, we are interested in knowing the rate of change. It could be plant growth, rate of change of seedlings, or it could be rate of change of export. It could be also in today's newspapers, it is that rate of students seeking admission in the US has declined to half. So, any situations, it could be rate of cooling of a body, of an object under room temperature or under different temperature conditions. So, we are interested in knowing the rate of change. You may ask me the question that if we know the function expression, we can differentiate and we can know the rate of change, why do we need numerical methods at all? There are different situations for it. See, firstly, many times we do not know the function expression itself, because all we know is we have taken readings at certain intervals of time, at certain points of independent variable values. And since the function expression is not known to us, we cannot differentiate the expression analytically. So, there we need numerical methods. Sometimes there are so many quantities and we do not know exactly functional relationship between them, which quantity is related to which in more sense, and we need to work out the relationships among different arguments, different variables, and determine which depends upon what to a great extent. And thirdly, function expression may be known to us, but it may be quite complex, and to calculate the derivative of that, because when you take the derivative of a product or a function of a function or a ratio of two functions, you very well know that the derivative expression becomes more computationally expensive. So, it may be more desirable to save the computational time by resorting to numerical methods. And we also need, like in solving differential equations, whether it is ordinary differential equations or partial differential equations, at different grid points we need to estimate the derivative at those grid points. And therefore, the derivative, knowing the values of derivatives is important, and once analytical methods are not applicable or not convenient to us, we need to apply the numerical differentiation formulas and numerical differentiation methods to get the estimate of the derivative of the function. So, this is the slide which shows you what I have already explained to you, that we need the derivative at a desired point. Let us come to the mathematical formulation of numerical differentiation. we are assuming that we know the values of function at the discrete set of points. Let us call those points as x0, x1, x2, xn. So, n plus 1 points, and with they all n plus 1 points are distinct. Let us order them. So, x0 be less than x1, less than x2, less than dot dot, less than xn. And what we need is to find estimate of the value of derivative of function, that is f dash x at one of these discrete points using linear combination of available values of f x. So, f x at these points is known, and we want to estimate the linear combination of the available values of f x. That formula we want to develop, and through that formula we will get the estimate for the value of derivative. So, what are the methods available to us? See, in all these methods, what we do is we approximate function by suitable representative function. Whether it is differentiation problem, in later modules you will learn about numerical integration. In all these cases, we need to represent f x by suitable function, and whatever we wish to do with the f x, we do with that suitable representative function. Polynomials are the easiest to differentiate, easiest to integrate, and that is why the polynomials play a very important role. So, easiest way is approximate function f x by interpolating polynomial. Whatever number of points you want to choose, using those points approximate function by interpolating polynomial. Already you have learned the interpolation and differentiate that polynomial. Value of the derivative of that polynomial would be taken as the estimate for the derivative of the function. Many times interpolating polynomial, if it is not suitable in the case of numerical differentiation, then it may be that least square lower degree polynomial may be fitted, or also cubic spline interpolation polynomial may be fitted. So, the method is we approximate by either interpolating polynomial or least square curve fit lower degree polynomial or cubic spline, and we differentiate that curve, and the value of this approximating curve at desired point is the estimate of the derivative at the desired point. See, we know the derivative expression f x is given by f dash x is limit s tends to 0 f s x minus f x by h. This is the definition of derivative of function. And so, if h is very small, sufficiently small, then we can approximate derivative by ratio of the expression. Numerator is difference of function values at the point x plus h, which is the neighboring point of x, h is very small. So, very near to x minus f x, and divide this difference of the function values by h. So, in approximating sense, this value of this ratio can be taken as the estimate for the derivative of f. This is what intuitively we get. Now, let us apply the method what we have talked about, that is to make a beginning. Later on we will discuss the general numerical differentiation formula. To make a beginning, let us take 2 points x 0 and x 1, and we fit there are 2 points. So, when we apply the polynomial interpolation, we will get a linear polynomial of degree 1, that is a straight line fit, and this straight line fit will apply, and that would be our estimate, that would be our representative of the function f x. So, x 0 is a point, let us take x 1 as a neighboring point, x 0 plus h, where h is small. H can be different from 0, h can be positive as well as negative. The reason why I have written h positive is here, because I have written earlier that x 0 is less than x 1, that is the only reason. Otherwise, h can be positive as well as negative. There is only restriction is because we are dividing by h, h must be non-zero. And we apply Lagrange's interpolating polynomial. The reason for choosing Lagrange's interpolating polynomial is that Lagrange's interpolating polynomial has the form sigma Lix f x I. So, already it is the form of linear combination of the function values, and coefficients are in Lagrange's functions. So, this is very handy to directly derive and get the formula of the differentiation. Nevertheless, even forward difference or backward difference interpolating polynomials also can be used to derive these formulas. So, let us use Lagrange's interpolating polynomial here, and truncation error will denote by E x. So, we know the expression f x is given by polynomial plus the error term. First, let us focus on the polynomial. So, polynomial is, it is a polynomial of degree 1. So, there are two terms L0x into fx0 plus L1x into fx1. Now, how to get L0x? See, Lix in general is a polynomial. It is a ratio of two terms. Denominator is a constant term. Ratio has all the terms x minus the tabular points. In this case, there are only 2 points x0 and x1. So, L0x is x minus x1. Upon denominator, we put x equal to x0. So, it denominator becomes x0 minus x1. So, x minus x1 upon x0 minus x1 is L0x into fx0 plus second L1x, the same story. In the case of L1x, numerator is x minus x0 now, and denominator you will put x equal to x1. So, I get x1 minus x0 into the value of function at the point x1. So, fx1. So, this is our p1 x. Now, since we are taking x1 as x0 plus h, let us substitute x1 as x0 plus h here. So, it becomes x minus x0 minus h, and denominator becomes x0 minus h, because x1 is x0 plus h into fx0 plus here numerator is x minus x0, denominator x1 is x0 plus h. So, x0 plus h minus x0, f x1 is x0 plus h, and this gets simplified to numerator as it is, first term x minus x0 minus h, and denominator x0 minus x0 becomes 0. So, it is minus h into fx0 plus numerator x minus x0 as it is, denominator x0 x0 cancels, I get h into fx0 plus h. So, this is our p1x interpolating polynomial of degree 1. And to get the derivative, estimate of derivative, f dash x will be approximated by the derivative of p1. So, let us differentiate this p1. So, p1 dash x is first term, see fx0 is constant as it is, and minus 1 by h constant as it is, and derivative of x minus x0 minus h is 1. Derivative of x is 1, x0 and h they give derivative 0. So, we get 1 minus 1 upon h fx0 plus similarly derivative of second term fx0 plus h is a value at the point upon h as it is, and derivative of x minus x0 is 1 minus 0. So, 1. So, 1 by h fx0 plus h, and so it is fx0 plus h minus fx0 by h. This is what we intuitively guessed earlier. So, approximating f dash x by p1 dash x gives f dash x is fx0 plus h minus fx0 by h, and if the function is linear in nature, this will give us exact result. So, let us look graphically at this formula, what this formula indicates to us. So, we have y equal to f x, this is the point x equal to x0, x equal to x0 plus h, the neighboring point. Function, this is the actual curve which may not be known to us, and so this is the point x0 fx0, this is the point x0 plus h fx0 plus h. So, we know that derivative is nothing but slope of the tangent to the curve at the point. So, at x0, if this is the tangent drawn, slope of this straight line is the actual derivative f dash at the point x0, and our estimate is fx0 plus h minus fx0. So, this vertical distance upon h, ratio of this perpendicular fx0 plus h minus fx0 upon h, it is nothing but the slope of the straight line joining these 2 points x0 fx0 and x0 plus h fx0 plus h. So, this is our, I mean as if you have fitted a straight line to these 2 points, and slope of this line is an estimate for the derivative of the function at the point x0. So, let us take one example for illustration to apply this formula. So, let f x be ln, ln stands for log x to the base e. So, ln x plus sin x, and let us estimate derivative of this function at the point 2.4. So, x0 is 2.4, and let us take h has to be small, let us take h equal to 0.1. So, we are estimating derivative of ln x plus sin x at the point 2.4 using h equal to 0.1. Our formula is f dash x0 is approximately given by ratio, the numerator is fx0 plus h minus fx0, denominator is h. Let us calculate numerator. So, first term in the numerator is fx0 plus h, x0 is 2.4, h is 0.1. So, f of 2.4 plus 0.1, that is f of 2.5, put 2.5 in the expression of f. So, ln 2.5 plus sin 2.5, and this you have your smart calculator, smartphones. You can use your scientific calculator in your smartphone directly to get ln. Remember, ln is log x to the base e. So, ln 2.5 is this value, and make a point that you are inputting 2.5, you are using your device in the radian mode, this x is in the radian. So, sine of 2.5 is 0.598472, sum gives 1.514763. Let us calculate similarly f of 2.4 is ln 2.4 plus sine 2.5, and these values sum up to be 1.550932, and numerator is difference of these f 2.5 minus f 2.4. So, 1.514763 minus 1.550932, and this difference comes out to be minus 0.036169, and so the derivative is this value upon h is 0.1. So, minus 0.036169 upon 0.1. So, it gives 0.361690. So, this is how we can apply the formula and calculate the value of derivative. So, this we have written a program is given in your e-text appendix. So, fx is this, and this has been, we have used 3 step sizes 0.5, 0.1 and 0.05. This function is known to us. This is a, so derivative is 1 upon x plus cos x, derivative of sine is cos, derivative of ln is 1 by x. So, if we put x equal to 2.4 in this expression, we get 1 upon 2.4 plus cos of 2.4, 1 upon 2.4 is 0.41666 is recurring, and cos 2.4 is minus 0.7373937. So, if we add these two, we get minus 0.320. 727. So, this is the exact value of f dash at the point 2.4. Let us see what we are getting using step sizes. If h is 0.5, we get our approximate solution as minus 0.493944. So, absolute error is 0.173217. So, it is quite high, 0.17 in the value of 0.32. Percentage relative error you can see is very high, 54%. If you reduce h 0.1, it is value is minus 0.361690, which we calculated manually also just now. Error is now 0.040963 in the absolute sense. Relative error is 12.77%. And if we further reduce h to be half of this, so 0.05, then the approximate solution is minus 0.341584. Error has come down to half of it, 0.020857, and percent relative error also half of it, 6.502967. Definitely, I mean, we will see, we will derive the error term. We will see that as we truncation error is order of h. So, as we reduce h, our error will also reduce, approximation solution will move towards the exact value. So, let us derive the error term now in this particular formula when you are using only 2 points. So, we know the truncation error term in the Lagrange's interpolating polynomial f x is p n x plus e x. So, this error term will differentiate with respect to x, and that would be the error for the truncation error for the formula in the estimate of the derivative of function. So, let us look at the error term. So, E x is given by x minus x 0 into x minus x 1. See, in the error term, the first term are the product of x minus tabular points. So, x minus x 0 into x minus x 1 into x minus x 2 and so on, and we get second derivative at the f n plus 1. So, here there are only x 0 and x 1. So, 2 points. So, second derivative at the point xi x, and this divided by 2. This xi is a point, it is a constant, but this value of xi, this argument xi depends upon the x. If we change x, if we change x means if we estimate derivative at a different point, this value of xi will change, and that is why I write xi as a function of x, because xi depends upon x, xi changes as we change x. So, it depends upon x. So, as such it is a function of x, but for a fixed x, xi is a constant. So, it is a parameter. So, xi is a constant between x, and moreover it lies between x 0 and x 1, and but it is unknown, we can't determine it, and depends upon x. So, xi is between x 0 and x 1. So, let us differentiate this E So, e dash x is, let us take, it is a product of two terms. First term is x minus x 0 into x minus x 1 and second term is f dash xi. So, derivative, this two terms combine are x square minus x 0 plus x 1 into x plus x 0 into x 1. So, derivative of x square is 2x and minus what we have is x 0 plus x 1 into x. So, derivative of x is 1, we get x 0 plus x 1 in the bracket. So, and x 0 x 1 is positive, which is constant, with derivative will be 0. So, the derivative of this product is 2x minus x 0 minus x 1 by 2 as it is, and this term as it is f double dash xi x, plus now x minus x 0 into x minus x 1 as it is and upon 2 as it is, and derivative of second derivative of f at the argument xi. So, dx derivative with respect to x of f double dash xi x. Now, this term, there is a difficulty with this term because this is not known to us, because xi is not known to us, xi as a function of x we do not know, and because we do not know this, we do not know this function, and therefore, there is no knowledge about the dx f double dash xi x. But there is one remedy, and that remedy is, in case we are estimating derivative at one of the tabular points, that is namely at x 0 or x 1, then because this term has the product x minus x 0 into x minus x 1, this term will become 0. And so, in that case will be our e dash x will be simply 2x minus x 0 minus x 1 by 2 f double dash xi x, and we will put x equal to x 0. So, or x 1. So, let us take x as one of the tabular points. So, second term is 0. If we put x equal to x 0, we get e dash at the point x 0 as 2 x 0 minus x 0 minus x 1, let us put x 0 plus h. So, minus x 0 minus h f double dash xi by 2, xi is now a particular constant. So, 2 x 0 minus 2 x 0 cancels, we get minus h second derivative at a point by 2. So, error is of the order of h by 2. So, coefficient of second derivative is h by 2. If we can say that second derivative is bounded by m, we can say the error is less than absolute wise m h by 2. Now, let us derive this formula using another method also, and that is the Taylor series method. Taylor series also play very important role in many of the problems. So, be it numerical differentiation, be it solution of differential equations. So, let us derive this formula using Taylor series method also. Later on, the higher order formulas which will derive, we shall be deriving using interpolating polynomial, and but nevertheless all those formulas can be used, can be derived using Taylor series also. So, let us look at Taylor series formula. So, Taylor series is f x equal to, we know very well because you have learned in the approximation by Taylor series. So, Taylor series, when we express function about the point x 0 in the powers of x minus x 0, it is given by f x 0 plus x minus x 0 into f dash x 0 plus x minus x 0 square by 2 factorial second derivative at x 0, so on, x minus x 0 cube by 3 factorial third derivative and so on. Last term, if we want to go up to nth power of x minus x 0 and nth derivative, x minus x 0 by n factorial f n x 0, and this is the remainder term which gives the error term, x minus x 0 raised to n plus 1 by n plus 1 factorial f n plus 1 and derivative at the point xi. Again xi is not known, but it is some point between x 0 and x. So, in this Taylor series, let us put x 0 is there, let us put x as x 1. So, x 0 plus h. So, we will estimate f at the point x 0 plus h. Though this Taylor series is as such on the first sense is used to estimate the value of f at the point x 0 plus h, but here we will know f x 0 plus h is known and we will use this series to estimate f dash at the point x 0. So, if we put x as x 0 plus h, we get f at x 0 plus h is f x 0 plus x is x 0 plus h. So, you get powers of h now. So, h f dash x 0 plus h square by 2 factorial second derivative at x 0, h cube by 3 factorial third derivative, last term h raised to n by n factorial f n x 0, and remainder term h raised to n plus 1 by n plus 1 factorial n plus 1 derivative at the point xi, again xi is some point between x 0 and x 1. So, if we take n equal to 1, meaning by we are only going up to first degree term, and so we can say that f x 0 plus h is f x 0 plus h f dash x 0 and plus the remainder term, our n is 1. So, h square by 2 factorial n we are putting 1, second derivative at xi where x 0 less than equal to xi less than equal to x 0 plus h. And so, we have the 2-point formula using Taylor series, the same formula which we have written, and here if we, so we can take h f dash x 0 we retain on one side, take all other terms on the other side. So, we get h f dash x 0 is equal to f x 0 plus h minus f x 0 minus h square by 2 factorial second derivative at xi and divide by h. So, we get f dash x 0 is f x 0 plus h minus f x 0 by h minus h f double dash xi by 2, which is the same which we derived earlier. This was our interpolating polynomial result and this was the error term. So, Taylor series is equally good in deriving numerical differentiation formulas. So, our error is less than equal to h if f double dash is bounded by m, absolute value of error is m h by 2, where m is maximum of f double dash x on the interval x 0 and x 0 plus h. Now, this formula which we have derived is called many times forward difference formula also. The reason is you are moving to next point x equal to x 0 plus h. So, f x 0 plus h minus f x 0 minus f x 0 by h. We can also do the reverse, that is we estimate the derivative at the point x 1. So, it is you put x equal to x 1 and x 0 as x 1 minus h. So, it becomes f x 1 minus f x 1 minus h by h, the same formula. It is moving backward, there we moved back forward f x 0 plus h, here we are moving backward. So, this if we put x equal to x 1, this gives us what is called backward difference formula. So, we have learned just now that why do we need numerical differentiation, and to make a beginning we begin with the 2 points x 0 and x 1 and using Lagrange's interpolating polynomial of degree 1, that is a straight line fit, we derive the numerical differentiation formula and also the error term for it. And we same formula we also derived using Taylor series method, and to a simple problem f x equal to ln x plus sin x, we implemented the formula manually, saw the result, approximate value of derivative through the polynomial fit and also the exact solution, and compared these two results. And also I showed you the tabular entry through the computational output through the program for 3 step sizes h equal to 0.5, h equal to 0.1 and 0.05. And as the error term, truncation error is of the order of h. So, the truncation error reduces linearly in nature as we reduce the step size. So, we took 2 points. So, the formulas which we discussed was 2-point formulas. In our part 2, we will derive the general numerical differentiation formula using Lagrange's interpolating polynomial and take the special case n equal to 3, that is 3 tabular points x 0, x 1, x 2, and special formula will derive for n equal to 3 as a particular case of the general numerical differentiation formulas and see the results. And also we need to discuss in the case of numerical differentiation formulas round of errors, because they are equally important while discussing to arrive at the optimal value of h and unstability issues. So, all these will take care in our part 2 of this module of the numerical differentiation. So, bye till then. Thank you for visiting EPZ till we visit the part 2 of this numerical differentiation module. Thank you very much.